Trauma doesn't only affect how you feel, it also affects how you connect with people. Hi, I'm Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Mindfully Amanda. This is a place where I talk about all things related to emotional, relational, and spiritual health. So, when we have gone through something traumatic, it actually reshapes our ability to trust. It reshapes our ability to trust others as well as ourselves and the environment around us. And that's really important to remember. Here's the other important thing. Trauma responses are adaptations. They are not your personality. They are not flaws in your character or in someone else's character. It can come across that way depending on how we relate to the world around us, but it's an adaptation. And that's a really important distinction because there can be so much shame in the environment of experiencing trauma anyway and how it affects our relationships, and it's not helpful, right? When we experience shame about something that is a part of us or inside of us or how we show up in the world, it actually doesn't serve us toward healing. Shame is a roadblock toward healing. It's not an aid toward it. And unfortunately, in a lot of segments of society, or especially if you have a religious background, come from a legalistic view of religion, shame can be something that unfortunately was often used as a motivator. And that's actually not sustainable, and it doesn't create long-term health and long-term change in the direction that people hope that it can. But it can also be a secondary operating system, if you will, if you've grown up in environments like that. So, one way that trauma can influence our capacity to trust, and this is not to shame ourselves or to judge ourselves, it's just to notice so that we can extend grace and receive grace for ourselves and all of the crazy shit we have been through in our lives. You know, like little past Amanda went through a lot of stuff. Adult Amanda has been through a lot of stuff. Present day Amanda is going through a lot of stuff. And so the person I am today and the person I was then deserves a lot of grace, and it will require a lot of grace in order to be able to accept and integrate the parts of me with the things that I've been through. So sometimes in our life, trust and the struggles we have surrounding trust can manifest themselves as hypervigilance. Raise your hand if you already are very familiar with what hypervigilance means. I know I am. Just as a quick disclaimer, in case you haven't heard that phrase before, hypervigilance means that constant tension or feeling of having to keep everything okay. It's almost like that feeling of having to look over your shoulder all the time to figure out if you're going to be safe or not. You know, you never feel at ease, or you rarely feel at ease. Hypervigilance is that thing that keeps your focus, like, I don't know if you guys have seen Mr. Bean. I love Mr. Bean. And there's one of his movies, I think it's like Mr. Bean Goes on Holiday or something, and he's trying to stay awake for a very long road trip. He literally puts, I was gonna say Q-tips, that's not the right word, toothpicks on his eyes like this, so keep his eyes open. So flattering, right? But that's what hypervigilance is like. It's never being able to just like, take a load off and kind of be in the moment. You're always trying to forecast 15 steps ahead to see what might happen next if A, B, or C goes down the pipe, and if this person responds that way, this will affect that outcome, and this person is going to latch on to that response, and so on and so forth, and it's exhausting. If you are someone who operates in hypervigilance, I know you know. So I won't explain more about it than that. However, I do want to also say that hypervigilance also means that neutral situations, neutral meaning it's neither good or bad, positive or negative, neither, dramatic or critical, or non-dramatic, anticlimactic. Those situations, neutral situations, feel unsafe. And that is, it makes so much sense why our bodies are exhausted all the time when we dwell in hypervigilance, because our brain, in its best effort to keep us safe, is saying this neutral thing is unsafe. As an example, you could be walking along the beach one day and doing your thing, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the warmth on the sand and the sound of the waves, and lo and behold, somebody's umbrella comes and just thwacks you. And you're like, boom, down for the count, because this massive umbrella came and launched itself at you. And it hurt, right? You might have gotten a concussion, you could have gotten scraped up, it was embarrassing, people saw you hit by this umbrella, all the things. Now, when you see an umbrella, it could be at a picnic table in front of Costco, it could be stored and away for sale somewhere, it could be, on a rainy day, somebody opens an umbrella, your body experiences like an internal because, oh man, I had a traumatic experience with an umbrella. And every time it sees an umbrella now, because of that emotional experience, so a traumatic experience is an emotional experience, and that's important. Every time there's an umbrella that comes into view, your brain says, red alert! This is the danger zone, it's gonna happen again! And in all of these situations, you can see if an umbrella is well secured to a table, it's not gonna pop off and come and knock you unconscious again. Or if it's stored and rolled up and it's not even open and it's for sale in a rack on a shelf in a store, it's not gonna cause that same experience, but your brain just takes umbrella equals bad things happen. And this is a silly example, but I think that there's probably somebody who can relate, because umbrella could be, an attractive guy. Or umbrella could be a controlling woman. Or umbrella could be a loud boss. Or umbrella could be somebody getting into conflict. Or umbrella could be somebody looking at you sideways. There's all these things that our brain says, uh-oh, bad news bears, abort, and when we experience those types of situations, part of what can help is the awareness that, this is my umbrella trauma coming to talk to me, coming to shout in my ear and say, oh, you better get out of here, this is gonna turn bad. And we can say, okay, all right, that experience with that umbrella, it sucked. Totally sucked. It shouldn't have happened like that. Whoever was setting up that umbrella to begin with should have taken better care. Should have done their due diligence to make sure nobody else got hurt by their irresponsible umbrella putting up. And that's real, you know? That really is real. And it's true. And it doesn't diminish the fact that, okay, now when I see an umbrella, I treat it as a threat and I treat it as unsafe. And there's a reason for that. You're not crazy. At the same time, not all umbrellas are a threat. You see where I'm coming from on this? Sometimes the brain labels all things that vaguely resemble another thing that caused trauma for us in our past as the exact same thing. So when we take time to notice what's going on for our brains about a thing, it's also giving our brain space to say, oh, but is it the same thing? It may seem like it may feel like it may initially register as the same thing, but is it really? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it's like, get out of Dodge before that umbrella hits you again. Sometimes though, it's not. And that is when we can take our power back by giving our brain something else, a secondary option, to move from this thing is automatically unsafe to, are there situations where this thing is not as unsafe as I have previously experienced? So that is such a helpful question that I have learned to ask myself. And sometimes I don't always do it. Sometimes I'm in the umbrella dodging mode and I think that everything is out to get me. But when I am able to offer myself that space and that awareness, I can see, okay, all right, today, those 18 other umbrellas are not actually a threat. There's one over here I'm not sure about, but the 18, I don't have to worry about those ones as much as I thought initially. So, when we heal, we give ourselves more choices about how we get to respond. It doesn't have to be the automatic knee-jerk, this is how I feel and this is what I'm going to do about it, because the brain does that automatically. But when we pause and we say, oh, all right, let's look at this situation. I see that I'm having a feeling about this situation, or about that thing, or about that person, or about that umbrella. Why am I having that feeling? Does it stem from now, in this moment? Is what's going on actually a problem? And if it is, acknowledge that. That's important. Or is this response coming from what happened then? The before times, you know? The time before today. Because the before times, they have a lot of weight and a lot of pull in our mental, emotional, relational capacity when we aren't aware of them. And that's the thing I want you to hear is there is another way. And ask yourself when you're having a feeling, is it from the before times? Is it from now? Is it a mix of both? That's possible. But are the emotions I'm experiencing, is it exclusively from what's happening right now? Or is a large part of it from before? So I hope this question is helpful for you as it has been helpful for me. And I would love to hear about your experience in asking this question to yourself in the comments. So this has been Mindfully Amanda. I would love it if you would subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.